What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the Hasan broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic time because today is a beautiful day. Today is a wonderful day. Today is Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs. It is Sunday Fun Day. That's right. More Hasan Glazing #2. I love that. I love that.
Always have to bow my head and say a prayer to this man right here. And not only because he's fine shit, because he is, but also because Hasan is literally single-handedly carrying the left-wing media base for men on the internet. Let's just face it, Trump fully sweeped young men this last election. There was no contest. Gen Z men went right-wing. I all know that a lot of Gen Z, a lot of young people just simply don't vote. But the ones who do are going out of their way to look for media that will inform their decisions. The problem with young men today is that the majority of the content that they are consuming is embedded with right-wing rhetoric. You want self-help, you got Andrew Tate. You want entertainment, you have Strawberry Park, you have Pop the Balloon, you have those little like sad boy men loneliness edits on TikTok. You want politics, you have the whatever podcast. Literally all men have to turn to for entertainment is right-wing shit. And it's the shit that's like subliminally coded. Like it's the stuff that won't outwardly say Trump 2024. They will like push stereotypes and push rhetoric that almost subliminally say to you, vote Trump. What makes this problem?
And it's really funny because all the while, the very same people that are progressive are like trying to put a fucking fine tooth comb on every little thing that I say to find disagreements, to find like marginal disagreements with me and to say that I'm a bad person when in fact like right-wing media is so dominant and they do not give a single shred of a fuck. They do not care at all. It's pretty wild. Where like you have so many different people online on the supposedly like progressive side of things that are just like, you know, fuck this Hasan guy. He sucks. He's a piece of shit. I don't like him because I misunderstood something that he said, or I saw a clip out of context. If you're relying on him, you're doomed. Destiny's smarter than him. Hasan only got to where he got because of money and looks. Bro said it's okay to say the N-word, but cool. Debate him. Oh, that's amazing. It's so crazy how educated people fall for a lunatic like Hasan. As a right-winger, Destiny is miles ahead of him. Of course. Oh my God. That's so funny. I mean, look, back in the day, these comments used to be a dime a dozen. It used to be very commonplace, but there was never this kind of like active pushback against it. So I'm glad that some of y'all are out there doing the Lord's work. This dude basically got away with just like fucking brigading every mention of me for so goddamn long. They got email alerts for when Hasan gets mentioned. I don't know how the fuck they find it. I guess it's because they're hate watching here. So when I look at it, they just know where to swarm. It's good to highlight content like this on the stream, especially in the beginning of the broadcast, because honestly, you guys might be like, oh, you're satiating your unquenchable thirst for love and admiration from people. But the reality is I'm happy to highlight and signal boost stuff like this and, you know, urge people to do stuff like this more frequently. It has nothing to do necessarily with my ego. I mean, I'm sure it feels good, but I think overall, you know, there's a lot of negativity outside of this space in a lot of the, you know, politically adjacent commentary spaces like debate spaces, because they've been just like completely fucking brigaded into oblivion. So I'm glad that there's like this kind of stuff out there as well. And it's important to give people the permission structure to be openly a fan and get other people on board and show others that it's like not weird or gross to be a fan of mine. It definitely is good for my ego for sure. But like also there is a secondary purpose to this is what I mean.
Problem even worse is that because of this right-wing content and this glorification of just toxic masculinity and just being a bad person, we will have like genuinely good shows that boys watch. The Boys, for example, is a very good political satire. Men will take that show and turn it into brain rot. Men will see Homelander and be like, I'm him, because of the toxic behaviors they're taught to glorify online. Hasan is probably like one of the only personalities I can think of that are actually left-wing and like genuine about it. Not like the Destiny bullshit. We don't talk about him. I feel like it's just so easy to get information from Hasan because he puts it in a way that is so easy to consume. He throws jokes in there and he just explains his concepts to you in a way that sometimes can be condescending. But it's okay because that's bae. You can call him what you want. I honestly don't care. Call him a grifter. Call him like a rich fake communist. We need more of him. Like we need more left-wing men for other men to look up to. Because we know they don't like to listen to us or anyone who...
This person gets it. Like, they get it. This has always been my mission. I'll be honest, but I think a lot of people have successfully figured out that it's much easier to like attack a person and try to establish some semblance of like hypocrisy in their operations, because most people, you know, hypocrisy bait pretty hard, and that's what people respond to. And it's much easier to just attack a person's character rather than like tackle the argument in and of itself. And a lot of people personally don't understand that in this community. They don't understand the importance of like propaganda and positive PR, and they just kind of cast it aside and they're like, whatever, who cares? And then they're shocked when there's so much hatred out there, even against them. I've noticed lately you're trying to be kinder and more patient. Keep it up. Yeah. When is this? More vindication? What are we doing? Destiny and Loner Box's disgusting features exposed. They did what with Nick Fuentes? Wait, what? Oh my God. Come on, guys. Oh, I don't even want to think about that shit, bro. I don't want to think about that shit. I don't want to see that. Apparently, Destiny has some sex scandal stuff aired out, and allegedly one of the people he was with is his favorite neo-Nazi. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I've tried to figure. I've seen things that require me to bleach my eye hole. I've seen things that I never wanted to see. I have seen things with these two eyes that should never be on Twitter and should never be on anywhere. And it's not like I was like, oh man, I'm really seeking this out. The information that I saw, I do not want anyone to see. I don't think you should ever see. No one should see those things. I don't know. I don't even know how to approach this. I don't even know how to talk about this. But Banger replied, I don't like a somebody as a point, liberal proverb. I don't like a somebody as a point, but was not willing to halt aid to apply pressure, which is what Hasan is saying here. I don't like a somebody as a good point here. I don't like Hasan that much, but if you missed the point of his tweet, if you think this is a gotcha, he is implying there is corruption, not that he has a problem with taxes. I don't like Hasan, but he is right that Twitter has become a racist shithole filled with right-wing conspiracy lunatics. And he has a good point. Saying that isn't censorship. Address the Candace Owens blackface thing. It's always, wait, what? It's always used as an argument for you in misogynoir. Wait, what? What do you mean? I don't even know what you're talking about. People say I exhibit misogynoir. Is that what they say? I mean, okay. It's kind of funny because like that's literally what I was talking about when we were just covering this video, where I was like, people will just like find something and they'll be like, you have to address this thing. Oh, when you said Candace Owens was Tommy in blackface, allegedly. No, I said something like, I forget what it was, but Candace Owens is a black face on white supremacy. That's what she does. That's her role. That is her primary function. It is 100% true. But yeah, as far as personal news goes, I balled this morning and I had a really funny experience. I was playing basketball this morning. You know, I'm Jimmy Buckets out there. Okay. I was doing a good job. And these two kids, while I'm bringing up the ball, these two kids come up, they're like 10, maybe like maximum 12, 13. And they're like, oh my God, you're in that Jesser video. I've seen you in that Jesser video. And I was like, damn, that's sick. Like, these kids know who I am. Because normally people that come up to me at the park or whatever are usually like older, you know? They're like Gen Z. They're not Gen Alpha. They got real excited. And then I think they got really upset because I bring the ball up and I immediately fucking dump a three. It does not go in. Brick. I think they saw that and were like, maybe everything I see online is not real. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was editing magic. Feel me? That was a very important lesson that the next generation learned on that day, which is don't believe everything you see online. Sometimes you see a 33-year-old unk actually cook up out of nowhere an 8-0 Chris London, an actual baller. And then you see them in the real world and they're like, damn. Yeah, I taught them media literacy by showing them that not everything you see online is real. Speaking of Unk, what is this?
Grandpa, repeat this. This is going, it's getting on camera. Yeah.
LeBron could not guard Larry Bird. If LeBron
That is crazy. That's sad to see, man. That's sad to see. How does Unk get to that level? I mean, that's just like pure, unrestricted, unfiltered white supremacy. Like, that is wild to me. He's right, though. We cannot have racism manifest in this community in a way like that. That's crazy. Listen, I respect old heads, okay, across the board, unconditionally.
got 40 points, Larry Bird would have got 80 points.
LeBron guarding?
LeBron couldn't guard Larry Bird.
That's crazy. Not only is it racist, it's demonstrably wrong. I mean, yeah, but yeah, of course, because it's racist. The people who say he's right watch 3 NBA games a year. Dude, I don't know how you can watch 3 consecutive NBA games or 3 random NBA games in 1 year and then still arrive at that conclusion. Like, you need to watch, I would say, like 5 possessions to immediately figure out that like the level of skill in the NBA now is entirely different than where it was when Larry Bird was dominating. You do not have to watch an entire NBA game to immediately figure out that like medical science, exercise science just is so improved. What are you talking about, dude? Giannis, Wemby, look at these guys and then imagine them existing. Like people are going to say like, oh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Or any number of like famous big men, right? No, I'm not going to say Jokic. Jokic is exactly the type of player who would have played in the same exact way, I think, in the past. He's the closest to like old school NBA in his play style. What I'm trying to say is you have dudes who are like 7'14", who take threes and are wet. Like, that's insane, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, the game has improved dramatically and it will continue to be better. It will continue to get better, which is ironic because like people watch it less because everyone's always talking about how, I don't know. I feel like the new NBA drama is that like everyone's shooting threes and Steph Curry actually ruined the NBA because everyone wants to play like him. And everyone wants to spam threes. So obviously like the games are no longer as entertaining because you don't get as many posters and no contested middies, all this stuff. You just like bring the ball up, look for open possession, boom, fire it off. Being a basketball coach and player, this tweet sums it up nicely. Basketball has unofficially become an upper middle class and rich person sport. It costs anywhere from 30 to 100 per hour to get a kid basketball training and play on the AAU teams. Can cost anywhere from 300 to 600. That's without travel, hotels, food, gas, new shoes, etc. Today, if a kid isn't getting trained year round, they almost have no chance of making an NBA, and the average American parent doesn't have the funds or time to invest into development. Historically, players that came from low-income backgrounds is what made the NBA because they play with a flair, passion, and hunger that typically comes from not having much. LeBron, Magic, Kareem, Wilt, Iverson, Isaiah Thomas, Shaq, KD, D-Wade, D-Rose. But yeah, this is all sports. This is why I say like meritocracy is kind of fallen apart. A lot of those mentioned players were college players. No, they're talking about the training and the scouting process. This is pre-college. This person is exclusively talking about, and I know a little bit about this as well, because, you know, while I suck ass, like I, just like every other kid, shot buckets in my backyard and imagine myself being Kobe Bryant. You know, I'm assuming that everyone has had hoop dreams like that at a certain point if they ever played basketball. So the talent pool is, you know, it was deep, it was wide, it was diverse. You could scout out kids from all around the country and immediately pick them up and put them into good schools so they can train and become good college players and then inevitably get to the NBA. But nowadays, I feel like the NBA also is like turned into, you know, a league full of former players' children. A lot of the top players right now are the sons of former players themselves. I mean, even Steph Curry. But yeah, today's NBA is filled with mostly players that come from upper middle class, well-to-do families or foreigners. That's why it seems to be so uncompetitive and passionless, which is why the ratings are way down. Like, as far as I understand, like even like LaMelo Ball, right? He has the aesthetics of someone that comes from a very different background than the background that he actually comes from. Like he comes from a fucking rich family. Yeah, LaMelo is a good player. He's fun to watch. I'm just saying, like, who is like a telegenic player who's charismatic? Ja Morant is another example of this. Ja Morant got into a lot of fucking trouble for, you know, having a gun and bringing it around. Okay. But like he also comes from like a middle class background. I guess like the only old school person that doesn't come from that background that is like a superstar in the NBA is like Anthony Edwards. There are still some, Jimmy Butler. Yeah. There's probably a lot more people like that. Like Giannis, for example, in the European that come from a Euro background. They actually ironically come from like poor families for the most part, and they get scouted and they like somehow make their way up the ranks. Giannis literally was selling fucking watches and shit on the street. Like he did not have a citizenship. Yeah, it's crazy to think that he was literally stateless, dude. It's crazy. If you're an African migrant, like the shit you have to do to be recognized as a human being worthy of getting citizenship is insane. You have to pull off like the most impressive feats. Then they'll be like, okay, we now recognize you as a full-fledged human being. That's crazy. This is to say that Turkey dropped the ball big time by not immediately nationalizing Giannis when there was an opportunity there, okay, at a certain point. In my headcanon, Can you imagine? Instead of Giannis, his name is Yunus, which means dolphin in Turkish. And he's nationalized as a Turkish citizen and he gets the development necessary. Greek, Giannis is the GOAT. He is. He's great. I'm just saying, I fucking wish he was Turkish. He is Greek. He is ours. I know, man. Y'all got lucky. That's all I'm saying. Y'all got lucky. Speaking of ball, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Scottie Pippen posed it. How many championships will we have won with Elon Musk? There is 0%. I'm giving it 0% chance that Scottie Pippen runs his account. There is no way that Scottie Pippen actually runs his account. He has probably given this account over to some fucking, yeah, this is $ball is innovating sports and crypto. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, this account is run by some fucking cryptocurrency geeks, and it has nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with Scottie Pippen at this point. Ain't no way, ain't no fucking way, dude. No, he's in the crypto shit. I know he's in the crypto shit. I'm just saying that he's probably giving off the account to someone else.